Yo, what's up everybody? Jumping here. Today I wanted to show you guys a really awesome and really fun build in Destiny 2 with the Curse of Osiris DLC. It's for the Hunter and it's going to be utilizing a brand new exotic, which is the Gemini Jester. These boots are amazing. The second I seen these, I thought, how can I best utilize these? And I figured it out. So, these boots, if you don't know what they do, every time you dodge, it's going to blind nearby enemies for a couple seconds. And it will also temporarily remove their radar, which is definitely for Crucible, but this is a build that works really well in PvE, and I can imagine this would work really good in PvP as well. Now this is a hyper-aggressive, close-range melee build, so keep that in mind. But I can definitely see this build in PvP just being annoying, because you can get in close, you can dodge, you can blind your opponents, you can melee them to death, and then you just rinse and repeat. So let's go ahead and talk about what you need to do for this build. This is an Arc Strider build. That's very important. Now with the Arc Strider, you're going to want to use the top tree and you're going to want to use Gambler's Dodge. Now the concept of this build is nothing new. This has been around for a while, but the Gemini Jester just makes this build just amazing and so much fun to play. But the whole idea is every time you dodge, it's going to restore your melee. And every time you melee, it's going to restore your dodge. So you can kind of get the idea of how this build will work. Because of the boots, every time you dodge, you'll blind enemies, and then when you get a melee kill, you will fully restore your dodge. And you just rinse and repeat. And all the perks are really good for melee. This perk, every time you dodge, it's going to increase your melee range, which will just allow you to demon lunge. And even for the super itself, every time you dodge, it's going to create a lightning aftershock. And also combination blow is really great. Every time you get a melee kill, it's going to give you health regeneration, which pretty much makes you really hard to kill, especially in PvE. And it's also going to increase your melee damage. And it's a nice little boost. So the top tree is definitely pretty decent, especially with this kind of build. Now, I like to use the Arc Bolt grenade, but you can use whatever grenade you like. And also, I like triple jump. Now that you have the concept of the build and you can see what it's all about, let's go and talk about what you can use. Now, for the weapons, you can really use whatever you want. But I did want to show a couple weapons with this perk. Melee kills will restore a portion of the magazine, because I think that these weapons are definitely really good for a build like this. And remember, this is a hyper-aggressive close-range build, so a hand cannon is something that is really good. This is a brand new hand cannon from the Vanguard, and I think that it's actually a really nice hand cannon. Now, this SMG, I think, would be the go-to weapon, because this weapon is absolutely awesome. It's from a Lost Prophecy. And this SMG has that same perk. Melee kills will reload a portion of the magazine. And it's just a really good SMG overall. There's also a really nice auto rifle that has this perk. This is from Season 1, so keep that in mind. And if you're going to use a heavy weapon, I definitely would recommend probably a shotgun, because it's close range and you can blind the enemies. And that's just crazy. If you can just get in close, blind your opponent in Crucible especially, and then you just shotgun them. That is really epic. Now for the armor mods, let's go ahead and talk about that. For my helmet, I have increased armor recovery. This is new. You can put this in the helmet now, so that's really cool. And in the arms, this is also new. You can put increased armor resilience. That's really cool. And in the chest piece, I have grenades will recharge faster. And in the boots, I have increased armor recovery. So my split overall is 5 mobility, 4 resilience, and 7 recovery, which is a really good split for both PvE and PvP. Now this is new. You can actually put grenade recharge speed into your hunter's cloak, which is actually really cool, but you can only actually put grenades will recharge faster with an arc subclass with the hunter. So definitely take advantage of that and put that into your cloak. But if you want to do this on, let's say, a Titan, you can't. You can only put solar recharge speed on a Titan, and you can only put void recharge speed on a Warlock. So that is a little bit weird that they did it that way, but I can understand it, I guess. But that's pretty much the build. So now I'm going to show some gameplay of PvE, and you can kind of get an idea on how this works. But it is a really fun and really awesome build. Alrighty guys, well here's going to be the gameplay, and you're going to be able to see what this build can do, and it's pretty crazy. Anytime you dodge next to enemies, you will blind pretty much everything. Now sometimes it doesn't work, and I can't really explain what that's about. Maybe there is a cooldown in between the times that you can actually blind the enemies. Sometimes it just might not register properly, and you'll see it here. A lot of times I'll dodge right in front of the enemies, and sometimes they won't be blinded. but about 90% of the time they are. So it's not like game breaking or anything like that. But I would imagine in Crucible, if that happened, that would be kind of annoying just because this is how the build works and your build's failing you, and that would be really dumb. Now, one thing I really don't like about this build, and it kind of makes me mad, when you're in your super, the Arcstrider super, you can dodge and dodge and dodge. It's a part of the super. And I thought it would have been awesome to be able to blind enemies while you're in that super. And that would actually make that super a lot better, especially in PvP. But it does not actually work. You will not blind anything once you're in the super. So in my opinion, I think that's really lame. But outside of that, I mean, this is a fun build. I hope you can see it. Like, if you are at all interested in playing close range, especially with a good gun like this SMG from the Lost Prophecy, I definitely recommend getting this and trying out this build because it is just a blast. You will absolutely wreck everything. And it actually helps your team out a lot too. If you are playing PvP or PvE, if you are going in and blinding the enemies, that's going to help a lot. Even if you're not getting a lot of kills because you're using pretty much a melee build, it does not matter. You are really helping out your team by just blinding everything. And the only thing in PvE you can't blind is bosses. Everything else you can blind, and it's just pretty crazy, that's for sure. I'm going to quickly murder the rest of these enemies, and that's going to pretty much do it, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, will you please like the video for me? Be sure to subscribe for future videos, and I really do hope that everyone has a very nice day, and peace out.